This week on Inside Boulder News, University Hill begins installing pedestrian-scale streetlights. The Boulder Economic Summit shines light on Boulder's peak economy, and Boulder's best practices in handling urban wildlife will be shared nationwide. Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Ashley Prill. Construction began this week to install pedestrian-scale streetlights on University Hill. The streetlights are being installed along key corridors in the University Hill neighborhood to help improve safety.
We are getting started with installing the lighting this week. It's very exciting to see shovels in the ground on a number of projects. The key corridors are 11th Street from downtown up to the hill, and then we have spines that come off of that, connecting 11th Street into the commercial area and to the CU campus. University Hill has some of the densest tree cover of any areas in Boulder, and it's really nice to have all the trees. It's very beautiful, but one of the downsides is that at night it can be particularly dark. So for years, people have been planning for how we could address this and make it safer for Hill residents and for students, especially folks coming from downtown at night, to make it safely and comfortably home. And now with the passage of the Community Culture and Safety Act that Boulder voters adopted in 2014, we now have the funds to do the installation on a number of projects, including new pedestrian-scale lights in the Hill neighborhoods. Some of the other projects we're looking forward to seeing being completed this year are the installation of an irrigation system in the Hill commercial area. This is going to allow us to have more year-round landscaping and more sustainable landscaping. We're going to be planting a number of trees. We had to remove some, unfortunately, because of emerald ash borer, and that'll give us an opportunity to have more thriving trees when we put the new ones in.
Construction will last through the summer, with the new streetlights making their debut by the time students return to CU in the fall. For more information about the Hill pedestrian lighting projects or community culture and safety projects, visit the city's website. The 2016 Boulder Economic Summit took place this week. The event focused on Boulder's peak economy and the challenges that come with it.
So every year the Economic Summit explores a different theme, and this year we're focusing on what does it mean when a community like Boulder may be approaching a peak performing economy. Many people in the community are talking today about, is this a boom? Is this a bubble? Are we starting to see the economy perform in a way that is historic?
I know that so many of us are excited about where we are now in terms of Boulder's economic vitality, but we also look in our rearview mirror at where we came from in the very challenging period we went through the big recession. And on everybody's mind, I know, is this anxiety about, well, gee, you know, are we at the peak? Is this type of economic vitality going to continue? And so what can we expect for the future? And how do we prepare for a change if it should occur?
There are many, many events and programs out there where the aerospace industry gets together, or bioscience companies are getting together, or the natural products industry is getting together. What we're trying to accomplish is sort of a cross-industry, cross-sector opportunity for people to speak with each other that might not otherwise get that opportunity, and really engage in a community dialogue about a timely topic.
For information about upcoming events for Boulder businesses, visit bouldereconomiccouncil.org. For the 6th year in a row, Boulder Startup Week brought the community together this week for hundreds of free events. The events are open to everyone and are designed for participants to network, learn, and explore.
For me, there's no other event that brings people together in a cooler way than Boulder Startup Week.
It's ridiculously easy to get lost in the day-to-day mundaneness of where you live or where you work, but Boulder Startup Week is a chance to get away from that and not just talk about what you do, but really engage with others and hear what they're doing, and through that you form friendships.
There's people out there that they may not be in the same type of job or the same industry that you are, but like they get it and they want to get it, and you can commiserate and kind of feel like you have even more coworkers, and it's free and it's really fun.
So I started Startup Week in 2010 with this idea that really the entrepreneurs should lead their own conference. And if we wanted to have the entrepreneurs design their perfect conference, it would look like this, where every place is the hallway. We have people speaking that really want to share and give back to the community, and it's free and open to the public.
We launched on stage last year at E-Town and just hit the ground running. It was our first week in Boulder as a company, and we grew very fast thanks to the startup community from 1 to 11 people today. So it's been a great experience for us.
Startup Week started in Boulder, but is now in 160 cities around the world, and it's all because of the community here and what they've done to promote and give back.
We will always support it because it was so good to us and so fruitful before, but also it's just great people doing great things.
Connect with Boulder Startup Week year-round by visiting their website. This week, the Humane Society of the United States launched a new program that will ultimately share Boulder's best practices in dealing with urban wildlife nationwide. Boulder was chosen as one of 5 communities across the nation for how it deals with urban wildlife conflicts in humane and effective ways.
The Wild Neighbors program is a new program that really embraces humane treatment towards wildlife and resolving human-wildlife conflicts humanely and effectively. And the city of Boulder is really a leader in that regard. They already have in place a lot of very progressive wildlife policies. They have an urban wildlife management plan. They have some really great policies for bears, including bear-proof trash cans. They have a leash law for pets, which is really important for preventing conflicts with coyotes and other wildlife. It's illegal to feed wildlife in the city of Boulder, which is really important for preventing conflicts with wildlife. They designated a bird sanctuary. It's illegal to poison wildlife. There's so many reasons why Boulder is a leader in this area, so in the country. So we want to learn from how they put these policies in place. We want to learn from how they educate the public, how they communicate to the public the best ways to solve problems with wildlife, and we want to use that information to help other communities across the country put in place similar programs.
I think it's a great opportunity for us to share our techniques and what we currently do with nuisance wildlife or wildlife in our urban areas. And it's also a good opportunity for us to have the ability to continue to be progressive and have those people at HSUS that have all the knowledge of what's going on and what's effective for us to be able to implement in our current program.
Within the city of Boulder, if a wild animal has become a nuisance, been injured, or maybe there's a bear in your yard, you can call the Animal Control Unit at 303-441-3333. For wildlife questions or to take a look at Boulder's wildlife management plan, visit the city's website. This spring, the city of Boulder experienced an extraordinary amount of tree limb damage caused by storms, and in response, the city began a special curbside collection program. The program began April 25th and was scheduled across the city in zones. The last zone, which includes the south section of the city, will be finished by May 27th. Residents can access a map showing the street-by-street collection progress by visiting the city's website. Through the end of the special curbside collection program, the city will continue to waive drop-off fees for city residents who bring tree limbs to the yard waste drop-off center with proof of city residence. For questions about the collection program and schedule, call the Storm Debris Hotline. Thank you for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter by submitting news tips and questions. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe.